Okay. All right. So good. I'm gonna try. Good morning. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. And as usual, if you had only 100 hours left to live your life, what would you do in those 100 hours? Works out to roughly 4 days. Who are the 3 most important people in your life? What are the top 5 things you would do so that you could finish the last moments of your life without regrets and live to satisfaction? That's the situation that I pitted against myself. It is a small sub-series of the greater Ahn Rho Project, which is this, of course, self-therapeutic multimedia project, as well as a self-improvement process for me to reach the goals and heights I've set for myself and solve the problems and challenges in my life. This may or may not be relatable to you. Obviously, there are many sub-series to the greater Ahn Rho Project because life has so many different domains, from finance to money, careers, to simple things like objects and items and food and groceries. All of those are different segments of the Ahn Rho Project. One of the main highlights, or a few of the main highlights of which include the 1,000 days till death. So that's the situation that I pitted at the very beginning of this live stream, as well as inventory management. I have a lot of things to cover and declutter from my life from a minimalistic standpoint. Another one has to do with work-related affairs and matters regarding how I have to solve some personal insecurities of mine that have plagued the way I act and behave. So with that all being said, what you see is what you get. Welcome from wherever you're from: Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch. I'm experimenting with different platforms and different methods, obviously, and I would say that what you see is what you get, because what you see here today in the title here has to do with some fast food, as well as largely what you see in the camera, some toilet paper, as well as some mint patties, and that is what we're going to cover in today's first of 2 live streams here today. We're just doing inventory clearance. Again, we're just, whatever comes in must come out. I'm trying to cover everything that it's sort of like shipping and receiving. That's the business analogy I like to use. Another analogy I might like to use is a time record to look back on maybe 30 years down the road, and it's also a bit of a survival game. But so let's just cover the things that we have to cover here in short that have to do with food in this live stream, and then the second live stream today, after this one ends, we will have to cover a lot of stuff here that has to do with bedding related materials. So finally I got to that point. If you take a look at previous live streams for the past 2 weeks or so, you will notice that I've been trying to work towards my bed mattress materials. I'm trying to switch out certain things that have a lot to do with my personal indignity and issues like that. And I had a lot to do with getting my own bed, my own blankets, and something that actually is very health related anyways. So we'll get to that in the second live stream. So what do we have here first? If you take a look at the title, I don't actually have the burgers in here, unfortunately, although I do have the peppermint patties. That, like I said, what you see, what you get. The fast food is just some stuff that I purchased yesterday when I went to a local shopping mall, and I have to cover everything that comes in. Obviously, it's a class 1 item. I break things down to 4 class categories. Class 1 items are things that I purchased with my own hard-earned money made from work or whatever endeavors I pursue. So I spent about roughly, I think it was $11 after tax on some sort of Cajun chicken sandwich from Burger King. Again, not the most healthy thing. I was just sort of it was a really bad day yesterday, actually. I came up late for almost everything was off schedule, and I almost felt a little bit sick too, because I only had 4 hours of sleep for 2 consecutive days because I couldn't get everything done, and that was just my responsibility, and that really fucked me over real bad. So that's what I had for dinner yesterday. I also had dinner, right? That's not a good thing, but Cajun chicken dinner. I also had what was it, like root beer, obviously it's just a medium drink, and an ice cream. So 3 items purchased about for $11, and then on top of that, after that, I went to Dollarama to pick up some mints. And so again, it was just off the whim. I bought some 2 types of mints here. I have to show to the camera what they are. So one, we have this Palmer brand peppermint patties, and we have the York brand peppermint patties. I put the wrapping all together into one, so I just take it out right here. So here's the Palmer brand. Again, everything's from Dollarama, which is a Canadian or Montreal Montreal-based dollar store that's pretty much gone national, and we have a lot of just nasty tissue paper in there. And that's because, like I said, I felt completely sick to the bone yesterday. My nose would not stop running for the past every 5 minutes or so, and that was because actually this happens pretty much ever since I've been, I guess, ever since I was like 6 years old. So that's like 20 years ago. I had allergies when I was young. So basically, what happens if I have a very sensitive, I guess, nasal cavity at the top. All it takes is a little sneeze sometimes, and once that punctures, especially if I don't get enough sleep, it just starts running non-stop, and every 5 minutes there will be just another 5 milliliters of just snot or shit. So it's completely disgusting, and I'm trying to, so I have to get my own, I have to go out there and get some paper towels. I made a mistake. So this is the brand here, White Swan brand. I just went there and grabbed anything that I could while I was outside. Just decided to grab something like this and use it. And I went through 2 rolls. There are 4 rolls there, White Swan brand. This is caring for the environment. That's just marketing. I bought it for basically, I believe it's only about $2 or so. And then you see that in the packaging here, I put all the peppermint patties from the York brand in here. So we have the York peppermint patties right here, and we have these other patties from the Palmer brand. So put them in here so that I know it looks disgusting, like why would you do this? Not very hygienic. Actually, this is stuff that I'm going to throw away in the garbage. So basically I'm just preparing all the logistics so that I can throw everything that needs to be thrown away all together. So put the packaging and the used paper towels as well as the paper rolls all together. That's all going to the garbage bin. And anything that I still have to use, I'm just keeping in this little bag until I use it all up tomorrow morning. So with that being said, this is the first of 2 live streams that pretty much covers everything in terms of materials and purchases that I bought yesterday. So shipping, receiving, what comes in must come out. It also covers in a sense some, I guess it's like a food review, but it's not much of a review. I would say it's more like a rundown of what purchases were made. So now we're going to move on to the main topic of today, which is, of course, if you see in the backdrop, there is a pillow. Actually, why don't I just show you right now, and I'm going to stand up, all right? I'm going to stand up. So today's setup is very different. I usually don't have this setup. So you can see at the backdrop on the top left-hand corner, over there, that's the pillow. We have a comforter and a blanket. And then I'm going to pull the camera this side, and what you'll see here as well is a sort of a velvet throw. So that's just a blanket, and then we have some bed sheets and pillowcases. So if I pull it all the way back, you can see that there's a whole bunch of different items here, and that's what we're going to cover in the next live stream, which has a lot to do with bedding. So like I said, this is the Ahn Rho Project. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to see you all in the second of 2 live streams today, and we'll talk about why that needs to be urgently taken care of today.